Dope. All right. 3, 2, 1. Good morning, you dope motherfuckers. Welcome to the Crocs and Hot Pocket Show. Today is Super Bowl Sunday, February 4th, 2018, and this is episode number 54. And this episode is a number 1v1. God, yes. May I have one number 1v1, please, with the side of AmbersArcade? What's going on, girl?
Not much. Just chilling.
Chilling.
A little snowy, a little cold, but it's nice and cozy in here.
It's been snowing for, I think it's been snowing all day. We probably have like 3 or 4 inches by now. It's nasty.
Whoa. Stuff gonna be closed down tomorrow, you think?
I didn't check to see whether or not it was going to be snowing into the night or into the morning. At least here in Michigan, if it snows, if it continuously snows until past like 6 a.m., they'll usually. I heard the cat
taking over. She's taking over. I think she's pooped.
Yeah,
letting everybody know.
Yeah. Hello, come smell, please.
Yeah, she's just like, I pooped.
I think usually by 6, just because we have a lot of buses. If they can't get the streets plowed by then, they'll just like, all right, well, we'll call that off. So, yeah. I mean, that'd be awesome because I have Tuesday off. And if I get Monday off as well, and I have a 3-day week, that would be fucking awesome.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, I'm crossing my fingers. If you guys want to help support the show, ask a question, confess your love, or give us any kind of feedback at all, feel free to leave us a review for the podcast on iTunes, or you can shoot me an email at crocs@naaackers.com. If you guys see me looking down a lot, is because I'm actually using my MacBook as my script reader and for chat. I don't have NVIDIA GeForce Experience will not install a driver until Windows is up to date, at least for Windows 10.
Oh. Huh.
So if you try to install your video driver before Windows has a chance to update, it just says you have the incorrect driver and it just will not install. So I have you on the top screen, OBS on the right, Windows updates on the left, and then I'm looking at a black screen because
weird.
My center monitor is DisplayPort, and it can't be used unless the driver installed. So I'm MacBooking it today.
Nice.
So you guys all know AmbersArcade. She's been on this podcast before. She's been on the last podcast that I did way back in the day. So obviously we're going to be skipping the hey, let's get to know you questions, because if you don't know Amber by now, you're fucking up.
I mean, hey, if someone wants to ask some stuff, I've had a pretty exciting life. So.
You know what I was just going to ask? When you were, I was said serving time.
In the clanker.
In the clankly clank. When you were serving in the military, did you have your head completely shaved?
No.
You didn't?
No,
okay.
No.
I didn't know if it was just tightly braided or in a ponytail.
It was eventually, yeah, it was like this is like my go-to of just pulling it back and kind of making a bun thing.
Right.
But back when I was in, they did have stricter hair regulations for females, and got my hair chopped off like up to my jawline, pretty much. Just
okay.
It was a terrible haircut, but now I'm pretty sure it's not as strict. I don't think females have to get their hair chopped off when they go to boot camp, which I think they should still do it. It's all about the psychology and
right. Everybody being one and the same,
shedding your past self kind of thing, and creating uniformity and blah blah blah. But
that's always the super dramatic scene in any war movie, is everybody getting their head shaved. The guys are like, oh God.
I was actually watching Navy boot camp videos like a couple weeks ago or something like that. I was just like, back.
Wait, your boot camp videos?
No.
Okay.
Because I mean, the indoctrination was pretty much all the same. But I do have video. There is video somewhere of my graduation ceremony when my parents came up, and it's pretty funny because I was actually they call it like the recruit division commander. So I was like in charge I guess. So like when we were
Okay.
marching in formation and stuff, I was in the front and I had this little sword that they call like a cutlass and stuff. And you just see me like, and I'm like yelling and, telling everybody to march. It's pretty great.
You fucking loved doing the yelling, didn't you?
Oh, dude. It permanently changed my voice. That's for sure. So yeah.
Really?
Oh yeah. My voice was higher. I definitely had some bad. I was on voice rest for actually like a week or something while I was in boot camp because I yelled
Holy
too much.
shit.
And so yeah, now my voice is permanently deeper. I can't hardly even pretty bad.
All through high school, I was the fucking little screechy kid that could get to these high-pitched notes. I would make other people fall to their knees and cover their ears because of how loud I could shriek.
Breaking glass.
Yeah, I would wait until everybody got into this small, like this narrow tile hallway that led into the boys' locker room and just screech, and it would just bounce off of the walls and scare the shit out of everybody. And I think I did that so much to where I think I probably damaged my vocal cords too. Because even now, streaming, my voice cracks all the time. I'll try and scream, and it just goes, ah! And even just like if I talk for a while, there's just this underlying rasp to my voice where it used to just I used to have a not so raspy voice, but now especially when I'm screaming, it's like, when Weenie screams, it's like smooth and loud and just sharp. It's so goddamn sharp.
She's got a good one, yeah.
She does. And
Cracks me up.
I used to be able to scream like that, and just years of being the loudest person in the room, it takes a toll on you.
Man, my voice is definitely a few octaves lower than it was before I was in the military.
Okay, interesting. Chat, basically what we're doing tonight, we wanted to have Amber on 2 weeks ago when Nipnops was on the podcast because we wanted to talk about the most recent changes to YouTube and just what they were doing with Twitch and stuff. And so we just set aside another day to do another podcast. Today's going to be a little bit abbreviated. We're not doing an entire 1v1, but we're just going to go over a couple topics that we've wanted to go over for a couple weeks. And then we'll call this one early. So first of all, Amber, what are you drinking tonight?
I've got 2 drinks here. Got my lovely cup of water, high quality H2O, and this is for you, some La Croix.
Wait a minute. Wait a fucking minute. You have a glass of regular water and a glass of LaCroix?
It tastes different. It's good.
Wait, why not just pick one?
Because I like the bubbles.
Oh my God. You and Nipnops trigger the shit out of me.
At first, I really didn't like it. And my girlfriend, she was really trying to cut down drinking so much soda and stuff at work because they get it for free. So she started, and at first I was like, man, it tastes salty, it tastes sour, it's weird. But she was like, just keep going. And now she was totally right. It tricked my brain into thinking that it tastes sweet. So now it's, I like it. I like it a lot.
Yeah.
And it has definitely helped. I wasn't that much of a soda drinker, but still, it's a good alternative, I guess.
Okay. Yeah, I for whatever reason, my love for soda, it didn't get replaced by a lot of people who switch over to sparkling water go, oh, I can't drink soda anymore because it's disgusting. And I'm just like, nah, I can still have pop.
Yeah.
Not soda. Sorry, I misspoke. I can still have soda and pop, no problem. Do you really? You're not even that far south.
It's kind of, yeah, I've started to call it soda because I used to work at a candy store and a soda shop.
That's right.
So that's what it's been ingrained in me even more. And then I lived out in California and stuff and North Carolina. I think they call it pop down there, or Coke. Everything's like Coke, even though it's not, but yeah.
Weenie could tell us if it's a soda or pop.
Yeah, I'll still drink some Shody from time to time. I like Cherry Coke.
Oh, Cherry Coke's so good. I had Mellow Yellow with our pizza today.
Ooh, Ooh, I haven't a Mello in a long time.
Oh, it's so good.
Sometimes I do get it when, those big old Coke freestyle machines or whatever.
Yep.
I'll get like the different flavored Mellow Yellow. Have you tried that before? They have like orange and raspberry or something like that. It's crazy.
What do you think about those machines?
I don't like them to get regular Coke, because it tastes different.
See, Wheaties says the same thing. I don't think it tastes any different.
I think it does totally. And sometimes the syrup ratio's off and it just doesn't taste that good. And but I like it just to get the crazy flavors. I usually end up like, I used to do like back in elementary school at the soda fountain, you just like mix together a bunch of different flavors. Yeah, that's what I do.
Fuck you.
Yep. I'm like, oh, I want some of this. I want some of that. Yeah.
I remember do you remember Fruitopia? It was a carbonated beverage. I believe it was Fruitopia.
I think so.
Drink. Was it? Yep, Fruitopia. The Einstein's bagels that me and my family used. Yeah, me and my family used to go to after preaching the good word of Jesus. They had Fruitopia on. I almost said on draft. They had it on tap.
On tap.
And I would just go down the line and just fill up every single fucking pop. And I don't know why it tasted so good. I tried it again as an adult. Not great. It's not appetizing whatsoever.
Oh, so much sugar.
Oh God, my stomach. Well, what's been up with you lately? It's been a while since we've had you on the podcast, but I know I saw you actually at TwitchCon.
Yep.
October. It already feels like years ago.
Was it October?
Yeah. Or
Dang.
Beginning of November?
Yeah, it was like the 22nd of October or something like that. I remember the date, the number, but I don't remember what month it was. It was October, yeah, because it was like, that was my crazy travel month. Went to Washington, D.C. earlier in that month for the first time. And then
that's right.
Like 2 weeks later, went all the way out to Long Beach for TwitchCon.
Woo! Did you see the video that Mr. 42 posted of us playing beer pong in slow-mo?
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
yep.
God.
So good. I'm so sad that I wish that he had the clip of when I like let out that epic burp. I'll never forget that. That was just like foghorn of a burp. It was so great.
I had no idea where that noise came from. And I'm looking around the room like, who made that noise? It was Amber.
Man. But of course, he posts the video where you guys win. No evidence is ever going to be shown of how me and Weenie kicked your butt. But
if I remember correctly, we didn't sink a single cup. Right, one of those. He should upload a time lapse of that, of just us not being able to make, and we can't even use being drunk as an excuse. We just could not fucking hit any cups.
Weren't drunk enough.
So bad.
Yeah, but
other than that,
haven't really been doing much. I'm still kind of in limbo and stuff with school, and so it's just, just being a little housewife pretty much. And, I did the whole thing for New Year's and got a new gym membership and stuff. I didn't go nearly as often as I wanted to for January, but hopefully it'll be better for February. But
struggling right there with you. So you are not alone. It's been difficult. It's like 1 week will be good. And then the next week, this week, we did not go one time this week. It was just a little too much. We both stayed up until 3 a.m., I think like 4 or 5 times this week. Just either after stream, we would both be working or both be gaming. Just no desire whatsoever to go to the gym. And that happens. And you just got to let it happen sometimes.
I'm getting old, man. I'm pretty good at putting myself to bed pretty early.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I can't really stay up that late anymore.
I can't do it. I'm sure it'll happen eventually, or maybe it won't. Maybe I'll stay a night owl, but midnight rolls around and I'm not even tired whatsoever. Even after streaming, I'll get done and I'll be sort of, I'll be exhausted from the stream, but as far as my entire being just tired and ready to go to bed, not even close. So it might happen one day.
Yeah. And I'm kind of excited. I'm not like afraid to say it or anything like that, but I'm actually moving forward to maybe start going to like counseling and stuff. Because I've been going through some big up and downs and everything
Really?
for a while. Yeah. And it's kind of, I've always like, I haven't been averse to like getting help and stuff, but now it's kind of to the point where I'm like, you know what? I can do this. I'm going to stick it out for, as much as I can. And, just to kind of get my head straight for certain
Right.
things to really be able to like set some goals and follow through with stuff. So I'm actually going to be on the phone with my doctor tomorrow, which is kind of cool. I've never done it before, but through the VA, they have so much, so many patients and
Oh,
stuff like
wow.
that. It takes forever to get an in-person appointment. And they had actually called me and was like, we can get her on the phone and, something like that. So it'll be nice to finally take that step, but it'll be weird. We'll be like sitting here by the phone, like at noon, like, hello, doctor. Like,
so it's all over the phone?
Mm-hmm.
That's super interesting.
Yep. But yeah, I live close to the big naval hospital, or the naval hospital, the VA hospital here. But yeah, I actually have a real appointment in a month or so. But they were like, yeah, we can call you up and, get other appointments and stuff set up. So yeah, it'll be good.
That's awesome. I wish that I was more educated about stuff like that. Okay. There's a chance my computer will shut down for Windows updates before this podcast is over. We'll see. I'm gonna hit hide and we're just gonna pray. I wish I was more educated along those lines so that I could have a conversation about that kind of stuff. I've been fortunate enough to not have something like that plague my life. So it's like I feel for people that have to go through that. I mean, Weenie is another person that goes through that kind of stuff on a daily basis. And it's not something that anybody can understand unless you are currently going through it.
Very true. Yeah. And I had some big problems with anxiety for a long time in the military and coming back from deployment and stuff like that. I used to get real bad panic attacks and stuff. But recently I actually went to the ER like a few weeks ago because I was having weird chest pain, and it ended up, they thought it was kind of like indigestion stuff and gave me some medicine. It didn't really help, but I think it was more anxiety related, and even, feel like it was just some weird physical manifestation kind of thing. It's like, okay, this is getting, and like now I got out of the Navy in 2010 and there's still stuff that is affecting me. And then through my transition out of the military, both my parents passed away after I got out. So that's like, it's just kind of a big
Ups
roller
and
coaster
downs,
thing.
man.
But now it's like, I'm not like on a real low plateau. I think it's just, now I can like kind of clearly see and be like, you know what, this is going on way too long.
Yeah.
And it's okay to ask for help. Because even that like it's instilled in me, still from the military, that it's like, you got to keep everything in and, you got to stick it out and tough it out. Blah, blah,
None of that matters.
Like, nope, not anymore.
You can only do that for so fucking long.
For real.
I've had something sort of similar. So I never like to come out and say I think I have anxiety, because I don't want to make that something that people just say because they think they might, and sort of use that as like a pity word almost. So I'm very loose in saying it, but I'm starting to feel like I might need to go get checked out and see if it's an actual thing. So the issue that I've had in the past was when I'm trying to, my worst times being awake and conscious are driving and trying to fall asleep. Those are the two times where my brain goes into super active mode. Like my heart rate increases and I get sort of like chest tightness. Do you follow the artist Levin, the girl who did my artist on Twitter by chance? Okay. So she's currently going through something right now that deals with anxiety, panic attacks, and when she gets anxious, her esophagus starts to close up. And then she starts to have trouble breathing, and then that makes her more anxious, and then she has a full-blown panic attack and she's not able to breathe. And the symptoms that she describes when she is trying to fall asleep, it's like, because it'll happen when she's like trying to go to bed. and I've had almost the same exact symptoms. I'm exactly where you used to be in the fact where it's just like, this is just something you just not need to pay attention to. Throw that in the nice little cognitive bias category of your brain. If you can't find negative shit if you don't go looking for it. But now I'm starting to get to the point where it's like, okay, it might be a good idea to go talk to somebody about it and just see what's going on. So I'm right there with you.
We'll see. Hopefully, because it's like I feel like parts of my life are just like on pause still, and I just haven't been able to, push forward with some things, and it's just like, it's getting frustrating, and I know people around me, it's frustrating for them too. So it's like, okay, I gotta do it for me. I gotta do it for other people and my cat. I gotta be okay.
And that, I mean,
with no problem.
And that's what a partnership is all about, is having that one person to lean on too, because the time's going to come where it might flip around and they might be the one that are doing the leaning. So it all comes back around.
Well, speaking of, we're about to be celebrating our 9-year digital anniversary. We have 2 anniversaries a year, but in April was because we met online, and it'll be 9 years.
That is crazy. Because I've known you for probably 3, maybe 4.
Yeah, I think
probably
so.
Longer than that.
Yeah, like 2014-ish. I think.
I remember the first time we hung out. I think I was watching you from a Nip Nops host, and I was at work, and I was getting ready to go home, and you were playing Killing Floor. And you're like, does anybody in chat want to play Killing Floor? And I was like, yeah, I do. And that was, I think, me, you, and
Figs.
Was it Figs? Yeah, it was fucking Figs.
This other guy, I think Richard, that I used to game with a bit. Yeah, that was so fun.
That was a good time. Well, congratulations on the 9 years. That's fucking awesome.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, we finally crossed over because got together in 2009, and we were in a long distance relationship until 2013. So then now it's kind of.
I barely made it 6 months in a long distance relationship. I don't know how the fuck anybody goes longer. I mean, the bond must be strong as shit in order to make it that long.
I'll tell you what, you know what, like, kept us sane? World of Warcraft. We made that one of our activities, and kind of, instead of just like, oh, we'll watch a movie together online or something, she got me into WoW, and I think that totally helped keep us, together while we were apart and stuff. So
right. And most people in long distance relationships just talk, and that's usually the only thing that they can do for the longest time. But some people can only just talk for so long before it's my walls are white.
Yeah.
But gaming gives you an extra 4 to 5 hours of day of still interacting with each other and talking and learning about each other. And I think that's what made we got to know each other so fucking quick, so fast, because we talked on the phone every single day. But then we gamed a lot too. And that was just such a nice thing to have when we were long distance. And that was a luxury, because you were deployed when you were dating, right? So you don't have time to still sit around and play video games as much as a normal person.
Yeah. Yeah. We actually met when I was in Iraq. Went on a dating site, and I'm like, oh, she pretty. I was thinking like years ahead, man, because I was in Iraq. I knew I was about to get out of the Navy a few months after, and I was coming back to the Midwest, and I had my little search radius, I guess. And I'm like, ooh, that girl got a nice smile.
I'm closing in on this one.
Yeah, all about that G-chat, man.
Oh my God, G-chat. Showing your age, Amber.
No.
All right, well, we can jump right into the talking points. So one of the main things that we were going to talk about when we were going to have you on the last podcast was the changes to the YouTube partnership program. Now, a lot of you guys in chat already kind of heard what was going on, but I value Amber's opinion and what she has to say. So I want to talk about it again, get a feel for where her head's at, and kind of see what you were thinking.
Well, I think now that I've like calmed down about it, at first I was kind of on board with, kind of the weird rage train, I guess. But I essentially, um, I was partnered with Machinima with my YouTube channel. And my first video I posted was like in 2011 or something like that. And I only really stopped posting videos a few years ago. But even still, even when I wasn't really infrequent and I was still partnered with them, like the backlog of my videos, I would still get, few bucks a month, blah, blah, blah. And the majority of the money I made wasn't just from ad revenue or something when I was partnered. I did stuff for their hub channels and stuff like that, which they paid very well. But it kind of, I think Dan made a really good point when you guys were talking about it. I do get it, and it could save them some money, but just kind of getting that little bit, it's not that mindset of, oh, I'm only doing it for the money. I'm doing, but just kind of, you get nice comments and stuff like that, but kind of having that monetary acknowledgement that like, hey, something creative that I can do is just kind of like a little validation. But,
right.
Now I really don't think in the big grand scheme of things, it wasn't that heartless and stuff. But I was telling you about my one of my friends that I know that I met through YouTube and stuff. He's like not essentially homeless, but he's, he lives in a different country and, is pretty bare bones. He does have a computer, bad internet, stuff like that, whatever. But
okay.
He used to post really frequently a few years ago and stuff. And he was making, to us, it's kind of like chump change-ish kind of, but, making that like $10 a month or something just from the backlog of his videos that he has through the partner program. I mean, it meant the world to him. And it still kind of, gave him a sense of like hope and, the not validation, but just, like, hey, not what like there's still something to live for, but it was, I don't know. It just, so that kind of got me really upset at first because I was just like, oh my gosh, like what, I just felt so bad about it. So, I was a little jaded by that, but.
So is he still actively making videos or it was just, okay.
Nope. So it was literally the backlog of views just from people searching for stuff. And, and even during your podcast, when you guys were looking at the analytics and stuff like that, I was actually surprised sometimes. Oh shit, my camera's not focused. I was surprised. I was looking at the numbers of just how much I could have been in the YouTube partner program. And I still probably could if I, and even though I haven't posted, I have big enough numbers still from some of my stuff that, I totally could be in that program. And just kind of thinking on that side of things, like with him, I was just like, oh, dude, it just made me feel so bad about it. But
so in that sense, if here's some hard questions, and this might get personal just because this is your friend. Do you think that he should be collecting a check? Even if he's not, even if his videos are still there and still being viewed, do you think it's not right, but fair for him to collect that little bit amount when there's other people who are still actively using the platform? And
I mean, it tells people are still searching for the stuff. There's,
right.
It's still being watched. So why not?
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think of. There was another question, because I remember when you were talking about him before, I was trying to think of, there's a question I had that I was going to ask you, and I remember I had it written down, but it was probably written down on my other computer.
Of course.
Yeah. So I understand that much. I think he would be a very extreme exception, and most likely not the person or the user that YouTube is trying to get rid of. Kind of like collateral damage kind of thing.
Yes, exactly.
But
I think you guys were kind of talking about that too. And that was like, that kind of made me think, I was like, Yeah, I think just because it was so personal, I guess that, my view was quite skewed.
And I mean, but that happens with all of these huge updates is people think that they're being targeted, and because it feels like it when you get an email that says, "Oh, hey, by the way, yeah, that partnership you've had for years and years and years, we're just going to take that away now." And so it's like, well, it's not a huge deal, and if I really tried, I could probably get that back somewhat easily, but it still kind of stings. It's like your it's like an ex-girlfriend telling you that she cheated on you after you've already been broken up. It's like, does it matter right now? No, it still kind of sucks because I could have fucked somebody else and I didn't know.
Yeah.
Like, what the fuck?
Yeah, I think Dan had mentioned as well, if they kind of did like a grandfathered in kind of thing or something, I don't know. It was just like boom, like
gone,
done.
Yep.
Yeah, it's just I don't know. I just had felt so bad for my friend, and he's doing okay, and
right.
I think he's definitely moved on. I think kind of like me, I guess. I mean, we are both kind of in the same mindset creatively. I still love gaming and I still love indie games and I still love finding that kind of stuff, but it's kind of like, I don't know, I still haven't really gotten like the train rolling of like streaming consistently, even though it's something I would still really want to do. And that's something, along with like getting help and stuff like that could help kind of bring those thoughts together. But it was just kind of, we've just moved on creatively. So it's just kind of, I don't know what I was trying to say.
Well, to be completely honest, I probably did not fall back in love with gaming and, less importantly, streaming until maybe a year ago, like a year and a half ago, when I first left PC gaming back in 2013 is when I took my break. It was half I wanted to start producing or start making a goal of producing music and just being a musician and playing in a band. It wasn't like to be a rock star or anything. I just wanted to learn how to play music and play with other people and experience that. But then that I did that. I learned how to play drums. I played a show with my buddy and then I stopped and I came back. And that was great. And then I got back into gaming and it just still wasn't ever, it was something I was doing, but it didn't feel like my thing, if that makes any sense. I was in a gaming community. I was playing daily. I was having fun. I was meeting all sorts of great people, but there were still days where I would not have the motivation to play games. I had games I was enjoying, but I would sit down and go, I just don't feel like gaming. And that always struck me as like, do I even enjoy this? Or am I in a rut? I don't really understand why I feel this way. And it wasn't until, a year or, oh God, please remind me later. Oh, please remind me later. It wasn't until probably about a year and a half ago where I was finally like, okay, I feel like a gamer again. I enjoy a bunch of different games. I have the motivation to come home from work and play. I think about games while I'm at work, and it's kind of intertwined with streaming now. So it's you can be doing something and just feel like you're not in love with it. And
yeah, I definitely that's totally I'm like right there, man. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I love Twitch. I'm on Twitch all the time. I watch more Twitch than I watch TV. And it's just, I don't know. For some reason, it's like, I don't know.
One thing, I was playing Horizon Zero Dawn the other day, and I had somebody in chat who said there are no good multiplayer games right now. And I found that statement to be half correct. I think that there aren't as many good multiplayer games out now as there was maybe a couple of years ago. But I think that is also shadowed by the sheer amount of cookie cutter battle royale games that seem to be taking over Twitch.
Yeah.
And I think it's difficult for a lot of people right now to get into the passion and love that they had for gaming, because it doesn't seem like there is, even though there is a shit ton of really, really good multiplayer games, especially indies. The fucking indies that are coming out lately are insane.
Great.
But it's like, I don't know, we're in a weird little space, and even all of the big streamers are saying there's no game that I really want to play. We're playing BR because it gets us the numbers, it gets us the views, gets us the sponsorships. But all the big streamers are saying, like, we don't know what to play right now. There's just not any great games. There are a lot, but no games can compete with the viewer retention that battle royale games bring to Twitch.
Definitely.
And I don't know how and when Twitch is going to break out of that.
We'll see. I don't know. I mean, I've been watching a lot of people playing Monster Hunter.
Yeah.
That's something. I'm like, that's like, we need more games like that where it's, you know, Greg is right in chat. There's so many just PvP games, and that's just not, you know, I still play a ton of Insurgency and Day of Infamy and stuff like that. I used to love, you know, I played tons of Killing Floor and everything. That's what I like, you know, that kind of just like that cooperative kind of stuff on a bigger scale. You know, I totally agree.
The game that reignited my love for PvE was Astroneer. I don't know. I don't know why. Well, I know why now, but that game, I was a PvPer. Like, I enjoyed the PvP aspect. Anytime somebody said PV, I'm like, oh, what's the fun in that? That's boring.
Yeah.
And before I got super heavy into Astroneer, me and Weenie thoroughly enjoyed Ghost Recon Wildlands, which is another PvP or PvE game that's super fun just to play casually. And I think that's probably what we're lacking a lot of is casual games, because the casual stuff, again, doesn't survive on Twitch because it's not exciting. It's not back-to-back-to-back action. So I don't know. Yeah, we got to find something to kind of break this curse. I definitely think Monster Hunter is going to steal the limelight for a good bit.
I think so too. I've never played a Monster Hunter game before ever, but man, it's just like, if I just had like, if you had Monster Hunter or something, or if like, I kind of wish my brother had a PS4, but I'm like, I really just want to, because it almost reminds me of almost like an MMO-ish kind of thing where you're kind of grinding out for gear and stuff. You got all these like dynamic quests and everything. I'm like, I really want to experience that type of stuff with friends again. It's been a long time where there's actual like progression. You know, there's Killing Floor and stuff is good. It's round based though, and you know, just a wave shooter, but it's cool to have that kind of big progression that you can do with friends and, you know, grind out for gear together and everything. Yeah,
I'm definitely waiting for it to come out on PC to play it. But it kind of reminds me of Phantasy Star Online. Did you ever play that?
No.
Okay. It's really hard to explain, but really, really fucking amazing game. You know, kind of like an MMO, where you had a map and you would go into instances where you would almost like mini raids, like mini WoW raids. Like you would go in, you would walk in a map, but you had to go in it a linear way or an on rails way, and you would fight monsters, and then you'd get to the end. There'd be a big monster. He would drop all the loot, and then you would leave the instance, go back to home base, access your bank, or kind of like maybe like a little Borderlands-ish. Where you have like, you know, Sanctuary, where you've got like your main safe zone base, but then you can travel to different maps. Phantasy Star Online was fucking awesome. But we were watching Excessive Profanity play Monster Hunter today. Yeah. And I envy the way that he gets lost in games. And
dude, I love that guy so much.
He's awesome. And thank you so much for showing me that podcast, because that's one of the best Twitch podcast I think that exists.
Unfiltered Contrast.
Yep.
Yeah. He has like no holds barred, but really articulate and thoughtful. And you know what I mean? He's just very sure of himself when he speaks about, you know, his opinions on things. And that's like pretty empowering. Like, that's why, I mean, he's my favorite streamer on Twitch for sure. He's like the one I've watched the most, that I can like watch an entire stream, you know, with. And it's just, I'm glad to see that, you know, he's getting a good steady rise as well, continually.
He read Harry Potter on stream in the IRL section and was pulling like 2K viewers or some shit. I was like, what?
He in October he read H.P. Lovecraft. He was and then before I know he did another, forgot what story he read like a few years ago, but yeah, he was playing Bloodborne basically for the first time because he didn't really remember like the last time he played. But so then during October, then they had the whole like love, because Bloodborne has heavy Lovecraftian themes and stuff, and it was like, it's so great. It's just like, oh, and it's on public works and stuff, and I'm like, I'm surprised that more people don't do that.
Right. Oh yeah. So yeah, he's I haven't gotten a chance to watch a lot of him because of his time zone being in Australia and all. But yeah, anybody in chat who's looking for another not so awesome Twitch podcast, just kidding, their podcast is fucking awesome. It's him and Say No to Rage. Podcast is called Unfiltered Contrast. They talk about Twitch, current events, changes, and they give their opinions, and most of the time they have differing opinions, and it makes for an awesome show.
It is good, for sure.
Alrighty. Well, the other main topic I wanted to talk about was I have noticed there are some big streamers that are leaving Twitch and not going to Mixer, but they've signed contracts with Facebook Gaming, a new live streaming platform.
I heard about that. Well, like through the whole thing with ESL.
Yep.
And their fucking thing. So don't get me started on that.
I don't understand that at all. It's got to be the ad money. It has to be.
Totally. I mean, I don't know, but I haven't heard of any streamers that have moved over to Facebook, and I actually haven't looked at it as far as like, is there a portal? Is there, is it like
you go to their page? It's there. So like I could have my page, Nick, like my personal Facebook page, and then you can open up a business page, Naaackers, and it's just it's just a profile, and if they're live, then the video feed shows up on the profile page. Okay,
so you can't browse like all live gaming channels?
No,
or what? That's so
not quite
weird.
Yet. There's not even a sponsor/subscribe. There's no monthly sponsorship yet. There isn't even a unified chat for the stream either.
Really? Well, I thought that in some like business Facebook pages, can't you give people money through Facebook? I thought that's a thing like for other stuff. I'm surprised that that's not there.
Is that if you're paying for services though?
Maybe. I'm not sure.
I can't remember.
I barely get on Facebook, and that's like
right.
I just don't get it.
One of the streamers I know for a fact that moved over was Darkness429. He's a big Battlefield. He was huge into Battlefield, huge into Rainbow Six Siege. He was pulling anywhere from 1,000 to 1,500 viewers on Twitch when he would stream. And he said that it was stupid. It would have been stupid of him to pass up the opportunity that Facebook basically reached out and then he accepted. But he said that Twitch was too saturated and that it wasn't really growing. I thought that was an odd comment coming from somebody who is pulling over 1,000 viewers. Like, do you have to worry about saturation when you're at the top of probably any directory that you're in, at least in the top 4?
That's a very comfortable position.
Right. And I don't want to do the math on the spot, but he probably had, if you have 1,000 viewers, you probably have over 1,000 subs, I would assume. You probably have a couple thousand subs. So I don't know. I thought that was weird. A lot of people were saying like, that's cool and all. We'll still watch you, but I'm not going to be using my personal Facebook where my address, where my family lives, where my relationship status lives. I'm not gonna talk in a chat room that shows my full name.
Yeah, I don't see how community building, people are comfortable behind a certain degree of anonymity. Yeah, but I'm right there with you. I don't feel comfortable with that kind of stuff either.
Yep.
And I barely even post on Facebook in general. I mean, all my shit's locked down too, you can't even fucking find me. And that just, I'm not going to seek out, maybe I'm not going to go seek out the gaming channels or,
No.
you know what I mean? That's even if like a streamer I really liked moved over to Facebook, I would seriously consider just probably not watching them anymore because just with how the chat might work and everything, you're totally right. It's just uncomfortable.
Very. I
Yeah.
saw that and I just thought that was super weird. There's a certain environment that comes with streaming on Twitch as a platform. And I would go to YouTube before I went over to Facebook because there's at least a unified chat, there's sponsorship, there's emotes. You know, they have a history of gaming. I don't know. It just does not seem like, who knows what Facebook said to these streamers. And there's 40 total that signed with Facebook.
Wow.
And some of them pretty large. I don't know the names of them, but from what Darkness said, there's a couple big people that are moving over.
Wow.
So yeah, I just super odd. It's gotta be a money thing, especially with esports, with ESA going over. Just like, yeah, it's I'm the same way. I'm in a weird limbo with Facebook. I love Facebook in the aspect that I have a couple click connection with friends that live in other states that I don't have Facebook or Twitter or Instagram or Twitch to connect with. Like, that's kind of like the one social media that everybody most likely has if they don't have anything else. But I have it locked down so you can't search for me and you can't add me unless I add you, pretty much. So I'm never adding any new friends. I have a select like 150 people.
Yeah.
And
I think I'm right around there too.
Okay, yeah. And all the if you're not my friend and you search my profile, it shows my profile picture and then my not real name. I don't even have my real name on Facebook either.
So now I think it's like I keep up with family because I just have family all over the country and stuff. Yep. And it just, I mean, I look at Facebook often, but more often than not, I'm looking through and I'm like, fuck, I gotta mute you. All you do is fucking post like 3-week-old memes and
right.
You know.
I've seen these already.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm the same way. I don't post to it often. My favorite part about Facebook is I have a nice little network of a lot of people that I trust, and I can go, hey, does anybody have any good chicken soup recipes? 10 different options from people that I know can cook. And then, hey, does anybody in my city have, a used snowblower? Boom. So it's like, it's a great source for that kind of information. We're also in a Facebook group for our city. So if something happens, we can look to that and see what's going on. Like when we had that meteor that went over Detroit and shook our fucking house.
Crazy.
It's nice to be able to go on and see, oh yeah, hey, we also don't have power or we also don't have water, and people kind of keep each other updated. So it's nice because I don't feel like outside of Facebook that sort of neighborhood feel exists in a lot of places. It's very I walk from my garage, I go to my door, and I go in my house, and I don't look or talk to anyone.
I live in an apartment building, and I only know like one of my neighbors. You know, sometimes I see people, I'm like, who the fuck are you? But they've probably been living here as long as us,
Don't speak to me.
Yeah.
So yeah, Facebook, that's what I think Facebook is valuable for, is being able to keep in contact with people that don't use Facebook for a political soapbox. They just have it. They don't use it, but if I need to get in contact with them, I can. And that's pretty much what I use it for. But
yeah, dude. So I'm not going to be watching game streams on Facebook.
Nope. And most of the time,
I'm not going to watch fucking CSGO either, even though I love CSGO. I'm not going to do I barely, when ESL moved from Twitch to YouTube, they were on YouTube exclusively for like a year. Yep. And now they've moved over to Facebook. I barely even was able to watch some of the bigger matches or something like that, or group stage stuff, because I just don't think about it. I don't think about even YouTube really for streaming. I have to actively remind myself like, oh, hey, you know, and they weren't pulling any, you know, for that ESL thing. They had that Dota 2 tournament. That was that first event that they had on Facebook.
Yep.
They're pulling like, you know, 6,000 views or something. And then streamers on Twitch that are allowed through Valve to restream the spectating mode and provide their own commentary. We're getting like 30,000 viewers. And I'm like,
what the hell?
Hello.
Yeah. McFly.
Hello.
So Darkness was averaging about 1 to 1,500 viewers on Twitch, but he said his first stream on Facebook, he peaked at 4,500 viewers, and his reach for that stream was 1.7 million people. So I don't know. It's like, is it worth having the extended reach and the more viewers with the loss of the entire community aspect of Twitch?
Right. That's, you know, what's your goal here? Are there better community tools on Facebook? I don't think so. And I don't, yeah, that's, yeah. So what, like, even if you're getting better numbers and stuff, what are you've definitely lost something.
Right.
For sure. So the motivations might not be entirely community centric. I mean, yeah, there's people like that stream, you know, but that's, I don't know. It's weird.
Very weird. I'm intrigued to see where it goes. I'm obviously of the mindset that competition is good for the consumer and always is. I think it's going to be good for somebody to light a fire under Twitch's ass so that they can fix things that they need to fix that have been broken for quite some time. The one thing that I thought about was how it's hard enough getting in contact with somebody at Facebook when you are getting stalked and threatened and harassed. What is the support going to be like for these streamers?
Right, because have you seen what's happened with CJ Ride?
Yes.
Like
yeah.
There was a legit Facebook group.
Oh God. Oh no.
My girlfriend, no.
I got you, Bizzle.
But there's a Facebook group that's just centered around people doxing him, doxing his family, you know, posting pictures of them outside of his apartment building, and just with that whole drama with his stream in, was he in Taiwan, right?
Yes.
Taiwan or Thailand? I'm not sure.
Taiwan.
But yeah, it's just, and nothing's being done. It's been up forever, and people have reported it, obviously, and it's still up, I'm pretty sure, through Facebook. And that's just, I cannot believe it just like makes me nervous even thinking if I were streaming on Facebook and just not having that kind of support in case of, you know, this kind of harassment stuff. It's
right. Like, by the way, we can't do anything, so good luck.
Mm-hmm.
What?
Mm-hmm.
So, and that's another thing is how they restrict how far your posts make it on the internet. Like, even if people are friends with you, you don't see half of the things that all of your friends post because of how the algorithm curates your feed for other people and vice versa.
Yeah.
How is that going to come into play when people are trying to, like, hey, I'm live. Does anybody know I'm live? Did the notifications go out? How am I supposed to know?
When you do have the notification then, but later for like a 6-hour stream or something, are you able to push notifications again, like every hour? Maybe if there's something on the sidebar that, you know, if you follow this person, then it might have like a little live button or something. I mean, that would be actually kind of cool, like on Twitch, to kind of send your own, like, another notification push or something like that if you're doing a really long stream or something. I imagine that might, if Facebook isn't doing that, that's a great idea to help with viewer retention and everything. But
give you one midstream ping that you can use, like, hey, I'm still live, by the way. Have you ventured over to Mixer at all?
I do have a Mixer page. Sometimes I have watched streams and stuff over there. Their back end, like their tech and stuff, the site runs flawlessly. I love it, you know, and they have some great features, like where you have actual in-stream, non-third party multi-streaming capabilities. That's great. I
Okay.
love that. I watch like some Smite streams and stuff where it's like it is like it's multi stream, you
Right.
know, but it's in their thing. And they have I went to this small little gaming convention a few years ago in Ohio, and they had Mixer people there. And they were just talking about a lot of the interactivity stuff that they have, where they were kind of like extensions already,
Yep.
where if you're streaming, then you can have like little goals. People can, with like built in loyalty point stuff that you can interact with the stream, or, like click on the stream to do stuff to change the game or something like that. I really like it. It's owned by Microsoft now, I think, right?
Oh, really?
So yeah, they're all about, it's Mixer is on the Xbox One, I think, and stuff. So that's like their big platform, I think.
Now that's smart. If it's auto
like
integrated into the Xbox's software.
I think it is.
Okay.
Don't quote me on that, but I mean, I know that they are owned by Microsoft now, I think. But I mean, I don't know why, it is like kind of like the meme, like, oh, go into Mixer, blah, blah,
right.
But recently this girl I follow, Seriously Clara, they were talking about like Twitch TOS and stuff like that. And Mixer actually has really great terms of service guidelines regarding, like harassment and stuff, and, stuff that Twitch really should be on the up and up about. And
right.
It's kind of like, and they're very serious about, protecting people, I guess, and, making your community a really safe space. I've never heard anything bad about Mixer. People,
I haven't either.
Just think it's like the joke and stuff, but it's pretty great. They have a good thing going over there, and people I know who stream over there prefer it once they really try and get into it. So, but it is just, what do? There's probably more room for growth because it isn't as saturated over there.
Oh yeah.
But at the same time, I don't know. It's just, I've kind of gone back and forth in between. I would probably stream on there just to see what it's like. But, Twitch is Twitch. I don't know.
Yeah.
I love Twitch.
it's like what did all the old school dudes say when somebody was trying to rewrite the Bible for the New Testament? Like, well, I mean, it's the same thing, but this is the classic. Like,
yeah.
What's going on?
Yeah.
I haven't heard anything bad. I know of one streamer who got permabanned on Twitch, went over to Mixer, and they are already partnered. I think it was 2 to 3 months, and they got partner already. Now, wow. I don't know if partner over there means the same thing as partner over here. I want to see competition, but at the same time, I hate to see people leaving their communities that they've built on Twitch behind because they think they have a better chance at getting partnership strictly because of popularity and numbers. It's like, right. Well, do you want to have partnership because you deserved it and you were unique and you broke past all of the other plebs and got into partnership? Or do you want partnership because, well, there's not really anybody else, so we might as well just give you partner? Like, which one do you want? So,
right.
But on the other hand, some people just want to get in on the ground floor. They just want to be a part of something that's growing. Maybe they truly believe in what they're doing. It's like the things that you're saying with the integrated non-third party extensions. I know that the stream delay is minimal, right? Isn't it like less than a second or something? It's super tiny. So that's awesome. So I'm happy to see it growing. The only negative thing I've seen is their extremely persistent poaching methods of trying to get people to leave Twitch and come over to Mixer. So that's obviously going to happen with any business that's trying to combat Amazon. That's the only, Twitch is never going to run out of funds ever. So that's the only thing that kind of worries me. But at the same time, I'd love to see Mixer grow. I know that there's going to be a time where friends that I have on Twitch are going to make the switch over. And I love you, but I can't guarantee you that I'm going to spend as much time on Mixer as I do on Twitch.
Exactly. It's, this isn't my first Twitch account. My first one, Rancid Shamble, because that was my YouTube name and stuff. That was, I mean, I was looking the other day. I think I like created it in like early 2011 or something like that.
Okay.
There have been people I've been following and watching and stuff for just years and years and years. And it just thinking of investing all my time, maybe as a streamer over in Mixer, is just kind of like, I would have to turn my back in a weird way it would be just like cultivating a whole new like set of friends, or, just a whole new experience. That's something, because I don't have I don't stream a lot, obviously. But I do have those people that have like followed me over from YouTube and stuff like that. And it's just kind of, I don't want to leave them behind. And it, like with like you guys and, with Weenie, and then like over like an Orbs channel and stuff like that, people that I've like known for years, it's just kind of like, do I really want to leave that? It's like, it's already got a good thing going. But I think like in my position, if I want to start streaming more, I still want to stay on Twitch, because I know how it works, and it feels like I already have like a good sphere of positive influence and stuff from people that I like, that I want to hang on to. I just don't want to, even though there could be definitely more potential for growth and stuff in that aspect over on Mixer. It's just, I just don't, the other kind of community aspect. I like the community that I experience here now. So, yeah.
The grass is always greener on the other side. When it comes down to it, Twitch is still awesome, depending on what you want out of Twitch. Are you here for games? Are you here for a community? Are you here for money? Are you here for tits? Depends on what you're here for. So it all depends. I'm here for titties. Well, before we wrap it up, do you have anything else you want to go over? I said you had a couple more points that we didn't touch on before.
Yeah, sorry, I was sniffing. Well, the reason why I didn't want to take this too long, my girlfriend and I, we love watching K-dramas. Have you ever seen a K-drama? A Korean drama?
I've heard you talk about them before.
There's this show that we're watching on Netflix called Oh My Ghost. Okay. And now I'm just going to give you a little breakdown. We're almost done with it. There's 16 episodes. We've been binging it for the last like couple days.
Okay.
And we got a few episodes to go. It's about this girl who's a ghost, and she's a virgin ghost, right? And she can possess people. And she ends up possessing this girl and falling in love with this chef. But then there's like this big mystery around how she was killed. And so now the ghost and the real girl are kind of like working together in order to like solve their mystery. But then she's also falling in love with the chef. But then the real girl is in love with the chef. So it's like this. Yeah, it's crazy.
Oh my God. It has an 8 out of 10 on IMDb.
It's fucking awesome. I love like K-dramas. They get me. They get me, man.
All right. I'm bookmarking it.
It's not quite like American soap operas. Some of them can get pretty, like you just know when you're watching a soap opera,
Right.
But they actually, I mean, there's good actors, good production, and some of them are really silly. Hey Siri. And but then they get really serious, and I'm like, oh dang, like there are literal times sometimes when we're watching and we're like, that really happened? What? Oh. If you're cool with reading subtitles, man, I definitely check out some K-dramas. But that's what and the episodes are like a little over an hour long each.
Okay.
And usually with one season, there's usually 16 episodes or shows. So it's, good amount of content. And that's, we're excited to find out the end.
Get into that.
Yeah. I can
Real quick
recommendations.
Are you a Cloverfield fan?
Yes. I saw that.
That fucking crazy?
It's like dropping tonight. I missed we were cooking when the preview thing like popped up. I just turned right when it was like Cloverfield something. I was like, whoa, what? And then I saw, I think on Twitter, it was like, oh, it's already out or something.
Yeah.
Like, what? I love the Cloverfield universe. That was one of my favorite movies a couple of years ago. The 10 Cloverfield Lane. Yep. With John Goodman or something. His performance was so great. And I just love how kind of all like peppered together. And then there's a big like ARG that goes on.
Yep.
Side of the films and stuff.
For those of you unaware, Cloverfield is releasing on Netflix immediately after the Super Bowl. Just skip the theaters, straight to fucking Netflix. It's the third installment of the movie. I just saw Cloverfield Lane last night.
Really?
And, yeah. And so
Nice.
after that ended, we kind of started talking about the connections between the two movies. And then we watched 40 minutes of YouTube conspiracy theories about how the movies
Yes.
were connected.
I bet I
And
know which videos you watched.
they were fucking good, man.
Yeah.
And so
Love that
we're
stuff.
like, oh my God, we cannot wait. And, you know, analyzing all of the job that the marketing team did to boost those movies and all of the websites that they created.
Yeah.
It's
Yep.
fucking crazy. And so
It's great.
we just did that last night. And then of course today it's the third one is coming out, and that Weenie's like, you want to get Netflix? I'm like, fuck yeah, I want to get Netflix.
We getting it in. That's
Yeah.
great. I can't believe I like the movie people, some movie people I follow, they're like, we haven't heard any marketing stuff for this and what's going on, you know, like no new something like that. And I was like, bam, it's out.
Yeah. When the movie first ended, I didn't know how to feel because they were like, oh, this is the plot of the movie. Oh, no, this is the plot of the movie. Oh, we're going to make you feel this way. And we're taking those feelings away. Oh, you know, we're just going to put those feelings right back and make you feel how you felt 10 minutes ago. And I kept losing track of what the movie was. I couldn't figure out what was happening. Like, I couldn't pinpoint what was going on. And that's never good for me in a movie. But movie was good. I enjoyed it. Was not what I expected at all. And you are correct. John Goodman's performance was spectacular.
Yeah. It's such a great use of silence in that movie too, I feel.
That pissed me off too.
Yeah, but it's just like, oh, you feel the tension. It's so great. You guys, if anybody hasn't seen it, definitely gotta check it out.
Yep.
You don't even need to watch the first Cloverfield. Like they're not direct kind of, it's just like the universe.
Yep.
They're set up in there. I mean, I'm fucking excited for the Olympics, man.
Yeah.
I'm one of those where I love Korea in general, love Korean stuff, love Korean food, love Korean shows, love Korean music. And I'm so happy that they get the Olympics, and just kind of seeing all like some of the YouTube people I follow that, you know, do Korean stuff. They're all real hype about it. But I found out like Pyeongchang is 14 hours, I think, or 16 hours ahead of us or something.
God damn.
That I would totally be that person that wakes up at 4 a.m. to watch some motherfucking curling or something like that.
Oh my God.
I love the Winter Olympics too, because it's just sports that, you know, I never really watched or get into. I've never gotten into winter sports really. So I'm just hyped about the luge and the bobsled. There's this like all African female bobsled team. And like their uniforms have made them like all look so badass. So I'm excited to just like see them, you know. And
Olympics is every 4 years, right?
Yeah. So in 2 years it'll be the Summer Olympics.
Oh, okay. I was about to say, because
I think, yeah.
What were the last one? Not Peru.
Brazil.
Mm-hmm. And I was like, there's no way that was 4 years ago already. So I was kind of freaking out a little bit. But okay, so it's in 2 years. But the Winter Olympics are coming up?
Yeah, the Winter Olympics the opening ceremonies are on Friday.
Oh, no shit. Okay.
Yep.
Awesome.
Yeah,
Awesome.
Dude. Yeah. And I mean, you know, now you can watch it all online and stuff like that. We still have cable, but I love me some Olympics. But we've been talking because in Brazil, we were watching on NBC in the opening ceremonies, and the commentators were fucking assholes. Like here are these countries with all their, you know, delegations or whatever walking out, and they're like making fun of their uniforms and like all this stuff. And I'm like, oh, I just wish with a lot of sports and stuff too, that there was just an option where you just don't have to listen to the commentators. I'm like, so we're like expecting, I'm like, with this world climate going on right here, I wonder if they're been told to kind of rein it in a little bit. We're looking.
Can I swap in excessive profanity to commentate these Olympics, please?
Yeah, right. Oh man, but yeah, that's pretty much still coming down from the speaking of sports, the the CS:GO major that happened. I've never been so hype in my life with any other, like spectating any other sport before than I am with watching CSGO.
Yep.
When I attended the major a few years ago in Ohio, my voice was hoarse because just yelling so much. And then these past couple weekends with the major going on, I'm just like sitting in front of the TV. I wake up like right at 10 o'clock, Twitch is on. I'm watching CSGO for 8 hours. And I'm like, watching the finals, like, like how some people get with their basketball teams and stuff. I was just like, oh, Cloud9. It's so great.
I will admit, I was a Cloud9 bandwagoner. I enjoy watching Counter-Strike. I love watching Summit play Counter-Strike. Not so much into... I'm just trying to think of other big people that I've watched play Counter-Strike. He's kind of really the only one. I always enjoyed watching Dan Nipnops play Counter-Strike as well. But I tuned in at the last 4 games, and within 30 seconds of me watching, my heart rate was just fucking pounding. Because not knowing much about all of the teams, I know how hard it's been for NA to make a name for themselves in Counter-Strike when it comes to these majors. And so knowing that was riding on this win, I just got so excited. And then I watched like Summit's reaction when he found out that Cloud9 won the major. And it was just a great moment, not just for Counter-Strike, but just for pro gaming and just for, of course, NA. So yeah, it was hype as fuck. It was awesome.
For sure. I will never forget that experience of going to my first big esport event at that arena and just like screaming and cheering and just being excited with like 9,000 other people watching Counter-Strike. It just like totally, I'd watched, competitive Counter-Strike a lot before that, but that just totally elevated it. I'm like, this is fucking legit. I don't play the game at all. I don't even think I have it installed anymore, but I'm a total like spectator head about it. And it's just been getting better and better and better. And some organizations, ESL, they fucking suck, but it's going to be huge. Love it.
And that's exactly how I felt about seeing Rocket League 3 days in a row, 8 hours a day, 3 hours or 3 days in a row was a little much. Like by the end of the third day, I was like, okay, I'm a little tired of watching Rocket League because there was no breaks. It's just team after team after team, just back to back to back. I mean, there was breaks, but not long breaks. Like you could get up and grab something, but
that's intense too. Because with Rocket League, the matches are relatively short and stuff, so it's just like, ooh. I know when we went to the CSGO major, it's like, oh, I don't really care to see this matchup, and they were all best of 3s, and that can last 2 hours or something, so it's easy to take a break and stuff. But with Rocket League, that's like constant. That would be exhausting. It was
like back to back games, best of 5 series, 10-minute break, 10-15-minute break, and then go, and then again. So it was awesome. But at the end of the third day, I was like, okay, I could not watch Rocket League tomorrow, and I'd be okay. But I mean, if the Super Bowl was 8 hours long, 3 days in a row, I'm sure most NFL players would be like, okay, let's calm this down a little bit, all right?
No, thank you, sir. I think you got a little robot action going on with your mic.
Oh, God. Right now?
Mm-hmm.
Like still?
You're clipping, yeah.
Oh, God.
I don't know if the stream can hear it.
You know what? It could be... Is it because I'm getting too loud, or if I'm pulling away from the mic?
No, you're like, it's distorted.
Oh, God.
Yeah, it's like, can anybody else hear that? It's fine on stream? Okay, maybe it's just me. I don't know.
Either that, or it's something to do with my brand new fucking... It's gone?
It's gone.
Ah!
Okay.
Oh, God. I Discord
go before something explodes.
Right. On that note, any other points before we get out of here?
No. I think maybe I might be streaming sometime this week. I'm about to be left behind soon. GF is going on a trip without me in a couple weeks, so I'll be by myself a little bit. So I might be hopping on to stream some stuff. We'll see how it goes, but I'm always around hanging out in channels and doing my thing.
Well, thank you for being on the show. It was awesome to have you.
Thank you, man. I love talking to you.
Of course, always a good time. All right, guys, we're gonna get on out of here. Make sure to give Amber a follow. Amber, if you want to post any other social media in chat, you're more than welcome to.
Just Google me, AmbersArcade. You'll find everything.
There's only one.
Yeah.
All right, guys. Thank you so much for being here for episode 54 of the Crocs and Hot Pockets podcast. I will be back next week for episode 55, the free for all episode with Salty Sam, Speed Demon, and Mr. 42. We're going to go on and get the fuck out of here. So you guys all have a great night. Goodbye.
Bye.
Bye.